In the previous video, we mentioned that simplifying text is a useful strategy to reduce cognitive processing in reading. Therefore, we will now focus on how to simplify reading text for English learners. We will discuss the unique needs of English learners and will provide concrete examples of how to adapt text for better comprehension and engagement. It's crucial to recognize the distinct challenges faced by English learners, including limited vocabulary and comprehension difficulties. Simplifying text helps them access content more easily. By doing so, it will hopefully improve their confidence in reading. Simplified text can make complex subjects more accessible for English learners. By using straightforward language and concepts, we can support comprehension and retention, fostering a positive learning experience for all learners. English learners often encounter vocabulary that is idiomatic or context-specific, which can hinder understanding. Additionally, longer sentences with complex structures can lead to confusion and frustration. Common effective strategies for simplifying text include using clear language, shortening sentences, and incorporating visuals, as we mentioned in the previous video. These approaches can help English learners grasp the meaning quickly and enhance their learning. One way to simplify the text is to replace complex vocabulary with simpler synonyms. For example, use the word buy instead of the word purchase to make the text more accessible. However, I want to make it clear that English learners do not have to understand every single word in a text to comprehend it. On Wednesday, I'll say more about this when we discuss reading strategies. Let's get back to the topic of simplifying text. Long and complex sentences can be overwhelming for anyone, even more so for English learners. So, breaking them into shorter sentences can improve clarity. For instance, instead of using complex and compound sentences, it's better to use simple sentences. So instead of saying, the dog ran quickly and jumped over the fence, you can say, the dog ran fast, it helped over the fence. So say the same thing using two simple sentences instead of a complex one. We've already talked about incorporating visuals in text to support English learners in the previous video. Adding images, diagrams, or infographics can enhance understanding. Visuals provide context and help learners associate words with meanings, making the reading experience more engaging, as we mentioned earlier. We will now examine real-world examples of how to simplify text. These examples illustrate the strategies we have already discussed and show how effective simplification can be. Let's consider a news article about climate change, as you can see here on the screen. Instead of using complex statistics, it's better to use a simplified version, and it could say something like this. The Earth is getting warmer. This affects our weather. We need to take care of our planet. This makes the text clearer and easier to understand, particularly for English learners. Here's another example. In a literary text, a novel, instead of using elaborate descriptions, you can simplify it. For example, in a sentence like, the sun set behind the hills, casting a golden hue across the skies. You could say this in a simpler way. For example, the sun went down, period. The sky turned yellow, period. This makes it more approachable for the reader. In conclusion, simplifying text for English learners is essential for enhancing their reading comprehension. By understanding their needs and employing effective strategies, we can create more accessible learning materials that empower them on their language journey. And lastly, here's my food for thought section of the video. Do we have to simplify the text for our students? No, not really. But this is one way you can support them. There are other ways you can support your students. We have already watched a video on simplifying the cognitive load in reading, and we will talk about incorporating pre-reading activities tomorrow and reading strategies on Wednesday. Carry on.